Hey you guys, this is Shayla Cake 88. I'm so glad to be back on with you guys this afternoon. Today I thought I was gonna go to work, but unfortunately my son, my 3-year-old son, he has like a little cold or something. He's had it this weekend. So I just kind of decided to stay home and monitor him to make sure that he is recovering from whatever it is that he has. Since Saturday, he's been kind of running a fever throughout the day. It's usually at night. It's not even all day. It's just at night. And he did have a fever like 2 o'clock in the morning this morning. And right now, he doesn't have a fever, but he's resting. And so because of the fact that he has a fever, I just kind of decided that, we should keep him home and, I can just keep an eye on him just to make sure that he isn't feeling sick or anything like that, or that he's in the process of feeling better. He kind of has a runny nose and things like that. So again, just to be on the safe side, mommy stayed home and I am here today. So I thought today would just be a perfect day to go ahead and share with all of you, for our children and for ourselves as adults and parents, how we can take preventative measures in not spreading illness during cold and flu season, because we are now in that season and it's almost undeniable that either we're going to catch the cold or the flu, or we're going to know somebody that is catching the cold and flu. It's just going to be all around us. So again, I just kind of wanted to throw some facts out there for you guys that will help us prevent some of these illnesses that will definitely be going around during the fall and winter months of the cold and flu season. So if you guys are interested, please stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so the number one thing with saying is definitely get your flu shot. I believe now, I think fall was like 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, 2.5 weeks ago, somewhere in that region. And they are already starting to give out flu shots. I mean, you can literally get flu shots from anywhere. You can get flu shots from your doctor, of course. I know that certain drugstores give flu shots and things like that. So flu shots are readily available. I do believe that I heard somewhere that this year they're not offering the flu mist. I don't know if they're not offering it, but they did say that it's not as effective as the actual shot. So if you guys are looking for the most effective way of not getting the flu, you may want to go the route of getting the actual shot and not the mist, if that is what you have usually done in the past. But of course, I'm not a doctor and I'm not too sure about it. I'm not sure how accurate that is. So definitely talk to your doctor about the flu shot options. And that is just the number one thing. And the other thing is basically stay away from sick people. If you see somebody who's looking sick, they're coughing, and it's quite obvious that they are sick, try to stay away from them, because the common cold and the flu, they are spreadable and contagious illnesses. And if it's in the air, if someone has it, it is very possible that you can get it as well. So those are the number two ways how to kind of stay healthy and proactive this season. But if you do get sick, for children, you definitely want to keep children out of daycare. Like, first of all, it's just kind of common courtesy, I guess, for, your child, that you would keep them out of school, because just like with anybody, if you're feeling sick, you're not going to really be up to par to do what's required of you, because you're just not feeling well. So when you're not feeling well, you don't want to go to work, right? So your child's not going to want to go to school. They're not going to be feeling well. They're not going to be able to keep up with their routines. They're just not feeling well. So if you can, everybody's, situations and things like that are very different. But just generally speaking, if your child is sick, definitely keep them home or somewhere where they're going to be comfortable. That's also going to limit the spread of diseases to other children and things like that. I know for my center where my kids go, they are not allowed to even come to the center or the daycare if they're sick, if they're running a fever, if they have like color in their snot and they're coughing and stuff like that, they will send your child home, and that's just for precautionary and preventative measures, for the safety of other children, that they're not getting sick. And can you blame them for that? I know I can't. And the same thing for parents or adults is stay home from work. I know sometimes, we get in that mood, or we get in that drive of gotta go to work, gotta go to work, gotta go to work. And it is very important for us to push ourselves, when we are feeling well. Maybe it's just the day that we're being lazy, but we need to push ahead of our laziness and go to work. But if you're feeling sick, you need to stay home. Again, for you and for the people who are at your job. And again, everybody's situation is different. It may not be so much easy or very easy for you to take off, but just generally speaking, if you have a job where you can take off when you're sick and you're not feeling well, it's just very smart to just detach yourself from work and say, you know what, as much work as I have to do, as much stuff that needs to get done, my body is sick right now. I need to be home and taking care of myself. I'm going to take off for the next day or two to get yourself well. Sometimes that's just what you have to do. Disconnect yourself to take care of yourself while you are sick. And another thing to do if you are already sick is definitely have hand etiquette. Usually if you have the flu or you have the common cold, sometimes you'll have a lot of sputum or mucus, or you'll be coughing. Well, we all know those things like that, like our saliva and, bodily fluids and stuff like that. Those are all ways that we spread diseases. So when you're coughing or you're blowing your nose and things like that, you want to make sure that you're covering your mouth, and that you are using tissue. Don't leave tissue sitting on the dresser or on the floor. Toss it in the trash can, because the little pieces that tissue that you're putting on the dresser and stuff like that can easily be touched, and there you have it. You've already spread it, which you have. So just keep a trash can nearby so you can throw it automatically into the trash can. When you're around people, use the simple etiquette of putting your hand over your mouth or using a simple tissue and throwing it in the trash. And then after, you have all that going on, it goes without speaking that you should wash your hands. Wash your hands regularly. Not just when you go to the bathroom, not just when you eat, but regularly. Anytime you think about it, just go wash your hands. Hand contact usually is the number one way that people get sick. Just having dirty hands, touching surfaces that are extremely dirty and have a lot of germs, and then you touch someone and boom, they touch their face, they do whatever, and now they are sick as well. So wash your hands, and wash your hands regularly to prevent the spread of illness. The next one I would say is to definitely disinfect. After you've been coughing, after you've been laying in your bed for about 2 or 3 days, and you've just kind of been, just blah, it's very important that you go ahead and you disinfect your whole home, whether you get the spray. That's what I would recommend, because it's just very easy, like the Lysol spray or the Clorox spray. Just take it and spray your surfaces, and then whenever you get a chance to get up and moving, maybe bleach some things down, or just usually some warm water or some soap will also help the areas where you have maybe been touching or you've been in contact with. Just go ahead and take the time to disinfect, and not only disinfect, but to go ahead and wash like your linens and things like that you've touched or that you've been laying on, also to keep down the spread of the flu or your common cold that you have. And last but not least, just a few things that you can do to feel better is you want to drink plenty of fluids. You may not be hungry. I know for me, I go, when I'm sick, I just go days without eating, which is not good, but it is normal. But you definitely want to stay hydrated. You want to drink lots of water, maybe tea or honey or something like that. If you have a sore throat or something like that, tea is really good. Just something hot and warm makes you feel good. So definitely drink plenty of fluids, and you also want to rest. You know, you may have kids, you may have a busy schedule, but if you are not still and you're not allowing your body to work and recover from whatever is going on with you, you will find that you are prolonging, your sickness, and you're going to be down, possibly longer, so you definitely want to get plenty of rest. And of course, if these symptoms last longer than 2 or 3 days, or it's getting worse, after 2 or 3 days, you may have to get up and go ahead and see your doctor, especially if these symptoms are coming with a fever, because you may have something that, the doctor can help you with, or that you need to have medical attention with. So mostly, for the most part, your body will compensate, and it will do what it has to do for you to feel better. So I wouldn't say run to the doctor at the first sign of, illness. But if you feel that this is something more severe and you feel like, man, I really need to get to the doctor, something's not right, please do so. But that is pretty much it. I hope this has been helpful. As basic as this was, sometimes it's just very hard to remember these things for whatever reason, or, you're just like, oh yeah, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you can do that. You kind of just, sometimes you just got to go back and remember about all of these simple ways that we can stay healthy, because they really do work, and they're very simple, they're very basic, and they're very just like aha moments. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, please like and give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also subscribe as well. My name is Shayla Cake 88. Let's connect.